5 seconds.
What's this now?
Told you.
This is how you deal with your sadness, Kyle.
Music does work. Singing, dancing,
Karaoke.
definitely activities you can lose yourself in. And yes, karaoke, the hallmark of any quality after party.
Shall we talk about the draft?
We can.
7 picks in, 10 bands in,
Yeah, we can.
75% of the way through or more.
10
I'm excited to see some more Ags Night Stalker. That thing was beastly when we saw it in Southeast Asia.
5 seconds remaining.
The new Void, the AoE.
Yeah, this is a run-at-you lineup. Night Stalker, Undying, and Gyrocopter.
And you know what those heroes have?
What?
Gravity.
That's right!
Which hero in particular?
All three of them, really. Undying, Night Stalker, Gyro. You come into the fight, and you create chaos. All of a sudden, like, imagine if you just threw 3 planets side by side into a solar system. It would create a disturbance in the Force. That's exactly what these beefy bruisers are going to do.
I'm going to be real. I'm okay with this gravity concept because it's like something you hear and you can get a general idea of what it is.
Yeah.
And if it means we're getting rid of you talking about dangling, dead lanes.
Whoa. Danglers
okay
and
with
tanglers
this.
are a completely different idea.
Of course, I know, but I'm saying this is just the new concept you fixate on. It's better.
It's
an
better. It could be
improving-
worse.
You're
It could be
improving your
worse.
concept bullshitting that you do.
underestimate my power.
This is Kyle right now.
I was like, I can come up with better bullshit.
There's more where that came
That sounds like a challenge. I have all of November off, thank you very much, and I know exactly what I'll be doing.
Radiant team back.
Watching the Dota Summit 11 minor and the MDL Dota 2 major.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
You
Good
guys doing all those from here?
Good question.
The live studio audience for the minor?
Sold out
Sold out?
No more
within 2
tickets.
hours.
Even for friends and family?
We can talk
10
after the show.
I'll put another ticket up for you.
VIP
My
pass.
man. A Chen, 4th pick. I love it. I really do. You've already got a Sky. This is one of those ways to contest the Incubus.
You do love it? They have no stuns.
Third.
Dire team
Think of it.
No lockdown.
Well, okay. So we discussed how these big heroes running in have gravity.
Radiant
What
team
Chen does is create a bunch of different creeps. They function like moons
Oh, it's
that then
back.
control the movement in the orbit of these planets so that you can make them do what you want. You
And
can
here-
herd and shepherd them.
You wanted a black hole. You got it.
Bang.
At the center, the fulcrum of this draft is the
The fulcrum. That's a good
the
word.
attuned
You know
shadow.
what a fulcrum is, Gods? It's a lever. That's all it is.
Okay.
A lever creates a fulcrum, right? Or a
I
is
know
that
it's
the
some
effect?
engineering term.
Yeah.
The fulcrum.
Some engineer.
Well, I hear the word. I think like gears like going
Yeah,
together.
it's
like,
the point at which the
it's like-
lever rests. That's what it was. So, like,
Okay.
this is the fulcrum, this is the lever, and then, psh,
It's the point around which something is pivoting, essentially.
Okay. It's like where the center of balance is.
Or
kind
in
of.
the less physical sense, the key focal point.
Okay. I didn't go to university in case it wasn't clear. Stay in school, kids.
why?
Gotta-
Or you might end up on a
I don't
panel-
know.
a
I'll
panel
be
with
honest. I didn't go to school because, like, I would have been in debt for like $130,000 to go to college.
Stay in high school. 100% get a high school education. Can we
Well,
agree on that? University.
depends.
I mean, and if not university, I think learning a trade, learning a skill like programming, like you can learn that without going to school.
It's true.
Learning a trade, I think trades are really useful life skills,
Such as?
well as plumbing, electric work, like those kind of things set you up to have a great
true.
career.
We-
They've just yeah,
as we get more future, I guess it sounds really dumb.
More
As time
future.
passes, we're going to be moving to a more service-based economy.
Yeah.
Like, those are the fastest-growing sectors right now, service-based jobs for the upper middle class and above. What do you know? Because they've got all the money, and here I am, broke, homeless, no health insurance. How's your Tuesday?
You know what I think?
not
Don't
bad.
take life advice from this panel. That's my life advice.
now you've just
Take
confused
Dota
Twitch
advice,
chat.
perhaps. but-
There's the DP we were waiting for, the DP Gyro. Notably, Mineski used this back at DAC 2018 to great success, their first LAN win of a season. With the DP Gyro first, too. They have the Night Stalker as well. Ninja Boogie's no longer here, but he'll tell you how powerful this hero is. Complete vision and map dominator. You can use this hero to great success if you know how to utilize it. But do
Potent.
they?
Very potent.
Potent.
Yeah.
I just tapped out for a second. I just enjoyed a Twitch comment. That's all.
What was it? Please share it with the class, gods. Not paying attention to.
I don't know. It's not quite
Inappropriate.
Seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
I'll read the other one I enjoyed. The Kyle is so full of
5
shit. It's
seconds
amazing he can get
remaining.
off the toilet.
It weighs him down. So
To be fair, I was a little constipated earlier.
That one got a giggle.
A giggle.
Thanks, Twitch chat.
I think. Do you ever wonder? Like, does it ever blow your mind like what we're doing right now? Just chilling in a studio, 10,000 people watching some Dotes with us. Probably the same 10,000 that have been with us for the last 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, I always find that I love meeting those fans who are like, I used to watch you like back in Dota 1 or like when you did we did the Kickstarter. It's like, but it's also cool meeting the new fans who've gone to Dota like within the last year or two. But
Yeah, the 6 or 7 of those guys that have come on board.
the new players.
be nice to them. We need them. All 6 and 7 of them. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll have kids someday, and we'll have 10.
It's pretty cool. I mean, like, sometimes this is the highlight of some of people's day. What they want to do when they finish their day of work is go home and watch or enjoy some Dota.
Watch some
or while
Dotas.
they're at work for a lot of people. A lot of people
Just don't get caught.
Some office jobs, people don't care if you're watching streams.
I think that's another thing we're going to see shifting. The concept of like UTO, unlimited time off as long as you get your work done, 4-day work weeks, stuff like
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
And theoretically, if your job's responsible for mostly stuff over the internet, why even go into work?
Well,
Just do it from home.
The future is everything's automated, and pretty much everyone's out of jobs.
Well,
Even the programs don't need programmers because we've developed computers that can do them. And then how are you going to live, Kyle?
Well, if I'm going to have to make it real difficult for a computer to imitate this life, that's what I'm going to do, I'll tell you.
Well, Valve's already started with the chat wheel. So,
Yeah.
Well-
if you had some memorable lines, they'd be in there, and you'd be out of a job.
Soon
So
games
just
will cast themselves.
just keep on being forgettable, and you're good. Then they
Yeah.
can't replace you.
That's true.
I mean, people have like AI that are writing music, coming up with original scores, doing paintings.
true.
Posting Reddit comments, chatting in Twitch, watching our stream.
Voting in elections.
Hey, if we got an infinite number of monkeys and put them in a room, eventually
You'd have a lot of monkey poop.
Well, one of them would write Othello, though. That too.
They do everything, not just
Technically.
Yeah, I mean, infinite number. Yes.
My question to you is, LD, what's infinity times 2?
I feel like that's one of those grant questions.
Well,
That's
the answer is a sandwich.
My
'cause, you know,
silence says everything.
That's
Uh-oh. 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 Michael's in a little trouble here. Quick invasion. But Greedy also getting forced back. It's going to be a 2 for 2.
Boink. That's one of my favorite sounds in Dota, homing missiles, hitting people. It's very satisfying.
What's the most satisfying sound to Dota? There's a lot. I actually think Dota's sounds are part of why I love it so much.
Yeah. I've heard people say anti-mage hitting range creeps.
That's
It sounds like black.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so many iconic sounds you hear and you just instantly like think and know Dota. The meep merp sound when you click something you shouldn't.
I like Jug's crit.
Oh yes. Jug auto attack in general. Like,
And any sort of like melee DPS like proc is always satisfying to me.
SF versus DP. Can we focus on this matchup? Because this is very SF favored. My least favorite as a Death Prophet. I'm actually surprised they picked it into him for that reason. You can't ever really play aggressive because if you catch a medium, if you catch a short or a long nuke and then stay in range, you're in a ton of trouble.
Well,
Because 3 nukes level 3 kills you.
Still waiting for those souls to come in though. Meanwhile, we're fine.
yeah, so far it's okay for Death Prophet, but obviously it's a matchup that gets bad once SF gets souls and leveled up raises.
And you can't really man fight him with the Spirit Siphon with the amount of nuke damage he can put out later on.
Not an unplayable matchup.
But it seems
I'd
like
say.
they have answers for an SF this game. Like, unless he gets really fat, there's just so many heroes that can dive him and blow him up in fights.
Oh yeah, I don't rate SF very highly as a hero at this current time in the patch. Like to me, that's one of those heroes in slight need of a little buff in some of the upcoming patches.
What is the SF build in this game? Is this like your kind of nuker mid-game SF? Or are we going like more of a right-click build?
I think with the Chen, you want to be going for the sustain build with the Greaves. You have an Omni, you have the Chen. So you have a ton of regen you can stack, and then you have a true hard carry in the Void that you can rely upon to scale. So I think you want to be that mid-game team fighter and tower pusher in a perfect world.
I'd agree. Yeah, I think it seems to be either that build or like the Yule's build. The right-click SF hasn't been a thing for a little while. And there's just better heroes that scale as right-click carries typically, so the Greaves build looks solid to me, so SF can be that front liner.
Toon working on these illusions. Up to 12 souls now, and this is when the lane starts to get kind of hard for DP.
Yep. Has got some mangoes that he's playing around. He's used a lot of razors to get last hits though, so a bit lower mana means that kill threat isn't really there right now.
Just farming for the moment.
Yep. But has got the CS advantage as a result of using all those razors.
Our other lanes, this Gyrocopter having a rough time. You see the Skyrath's power in the laning stage. Almost killed him off earlier, forced out the stick. Walking back to base is the Undying, another hero who really does not like playing against Skyrath Mage. Speaking of which, diving this tower, looking for the Gyrocopter first blood. One more hit. And he jukes, but not well enough.
Radiant's bottom tower.
This guy wants to suicide. He should have actually not gotten rid of the tower aggro. There we go. He'll suicide now, doesn't give XP.
Nice.
This is very common. You see these sometimes for a while. It's like, oh, they didn't de-aggro, but they're dying on purpose. And
Free found trip.
yeah, and you give no XP. Giving the gold is okay. It's just the XP that's the big one this early on.
It's like one creep to each hero.
Yep.
Then you're right back in business, ready to harass. He's going to head towards mid and give Attune the free bottle refill. Very nice. Now he's going to move in, but Spirit Siphon ushers him away for the moment. Runes have just spawned. Going to likely secure an Arcane Rune as well for this SF. So Attune is going to be off to the races with that.
Like, he doesn't get greedy. He could have gone for that last creep in the mid lane, but he immediately runs for the rune, knowing this will give him a big advantage in this mid lane. That's it. He has hit level 5. So level 3 raises with this Arcane Rune. Death Prophet's just going to get chunked at anytime she comes near this SF.
How's it going, Kyle?
It's going good. Enjoying the game, enjoying my time here on the panel.
Anything you want to say about the game?
Not yet. Still computing. I really want to make sure I gather my thoughts fully before I offer any sort of insight into this one.
You're a thinker, you know. You were saying earlier, you want to make sure you don't say something wrong, because it's not
Exactly.
your style.
I think it's really important nowadays. There's so much misinformation out there. You don't want to add. You don't want to just have your voice be noise. You want to make
it's-
sure that you cut through the chaff and say something of value.
Well, that was valuable.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contributions.
Valuable is this Arcane Rune mid for the SF. You gotta be so careful if you're this DP.
At the same time, DP's actually held her own. She did buy a range up and lose all the charges already, but net worth-wise, they're even almost in this mid lane.
It
Because
gets the bracer. You know, gets a little hard to nuke down, like the choice.
yeah, this is good. You start with the null, and then you immediately get that bit of extra magic resist and HP.
Now
Still-
Sacred and Burna trading some blows here. It looks like they want to make a move on mid.
Yeah, this
Would
be
be big
big,
if they can
yeah.
kill off Attune. But
with Exorcism, if you can stay close, don't let him get a triple raise. If he only gets a double raise, you can kill him.
moving into position is Pokhorn. But the Michael's not feeling it just yet. Wants to see this SF off the hill. It doesn't look like it's going to be happening. So the core is off to a hot start here on Unknown, overall topping the CS charts. They've got about a little over 1,000 gold lead, or just around there. Looks like our first night there won't be any movement, just Sacred trying to pressure the lane or at least slow this Void down. So a very quiet start here to the game overall.
SF gave
this
the
could-
invis to the Skyrath.
It could heat up now. Widge going in, gets off the slow. The raise is coming through, hits 2, and that's it. Can't finish the kill.
He had to get the close nuke first.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that play was. He needed all 3 to kill him.
Even with the third, it was going to be close, considering there was a fairy fire, but...
Yeah, I don't know if he actually had it, but they did force the TP, which is something.
Yeah. It's hard. Skyreth isn't really the ideal setup. It's just a slight level 1 slow coming out. You're okay with that? SF's farming away. All 3 of your cores are farming away. You have got an advantage in all 3 lanes, even if just a small one. I think particularly seeing how this gyrocopter is struggling, you're feeling pretty good about where the game is right now if you're unknown.
They're going to swing Sky back towards the bottom side of the map. This gyro, dangerously low, I would say. They don't have a soul rip for 15 seconds. This could be an opening to make their move in. They're going to try to commit for him, nuking him down. One more swing of the hammer, and Greedy will secure the kill. Very nicely done. They're going to chase for more with the silence timing against this Undying. Greedy beats him into submission. Give this man a double, and Widge really winning the lanes for his team.
Seriously, this is insane how hard they're crushing. How is it an Undying supposed to crush an Omni Knight in the laning phase? What happened down
But
here?
not with the Skyrat there, right?
I don't know. I definitely don't think you put points in Tombstone early. That was a big mistake.
Oh, they're going to find the opening here. Move on to a tune. They commit everything. Exorcism, lift, Fade Bolt. They get the kill. Very nicely done.
It's a rotation they'll look for earlier. Dire have no wards around this mid lane, whereas Radiant have 2, and that's where SF is so vulnerable without that vision.
Well, now they can try for some tower damage. The Ghost's forcing Widge back.
Yep. Just get whatever little chip damage you can. It all adds up, particularly those mid-tier ones.
So Chronosphere's online now.
Level 6. What can we do with that? Skyreth at the
They're
10
going to
minute mark?
try. They're going to commit it here for Sacred. Can they actually kill him?
Oh,
they brain in the Shadow
nice.
Fiend. That's a swag play from Prada.
That was very nice. I'm watching that Chrono like, what the hell are they doing? They haven't got the damage.
Yeah, Prada really designed an excellent rotation there.
Yeah, the timing good as the Exorcism was over, so not going to take too much damage on their tower. God, this Omni Knight is huge. 4,300 net worth.
Destroyed this bottom lane.
So he's going to go for a drums, try to push his advantage.
And they can't lane against him even with 2 heroes. That's the great thing about this. The Skyreth, if he rotates bottom, can find kills, but even without, Omni's still free farming, pressuring these 2 heroes.
Undying's still
tower.
trying to get his boots.
Yeah.
And without boots against an Omni Knight, you just get your ass beat, and that is exactly what's happening now. Aredes is going to TP out. Oh, he's going to cancel it. Next time Greedy catches him, he's dead.
Gyro's hit the jungle, which is not really a good sign considering you're not winning the other lanes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
God, this bottom lane is so screwed. They've even got a ward here, so Attune can see some Aredes coming back into the lane. They might be able to make a move with the Shadow Fiend.
He's just come down here. I think he feels safest down in this bottom lane, and he wants to give the mid XP to his support.
There is a Radiant lane ward, so they also know he's in the neighborhood. But Aredes looks like he's probably done for. Grady's just going to start hitting him. Uses every heal he has in his disposal, but it's simply not enough. Now he's going to farm up a Tombstone as well. This is disastrous for Incubus, the way this bottom lane has gone.
Is Michael dead, bottom?
Yeah.
I think he's
Oh, he's dead too.
He
Oh,
stole
but he
heal,
stole
but
heal.
no mana.
No mana.
I mean, Greedy's just playing one versus the world and winning this game.
He's almost 2k ahead of the enemy cores, and they're about to get another kill. Onto Sacred, beating down the Vampire.
Great purge usage.
And now Pokhorn comes in by himself. He wants to kill off Prana, but the purges are there. The damage keeps on coming in. If he gets a couple more bashes, he might be able to kill him. Chrono on cooldown in 5 seconds.
They had that Chrono, it's a kill.
And all the while, Attune, the mid lane's freed up. He's going to put some pressure on this tower. The catapult wave is coming in. Glyphs are getting forced out. Bottom tower is also about to drop. Unknown.
Radiant's middle tower.
Feeling themselves now.
Watching Prada play with these tiny creeps is pretty fun because the new Chen, all the nerfs is very much that the divine, the holy persuasion is you just can't get the good creeps early on, but he's making use of these little baby creeps.
Not so little anymore if they're getting you kills.
Might find another kill.
There is an ultimate here on the Skywrath. Mystic Flare available, but gets the silence off. One more nuke will do the trick, and down he goes. I don't know how
Mid lane
they.
a tune.
I don't know how they fight.
Requiem was throwing.
Greedy has rotated though. Giving the DP the hammer, forcing her back. Burna's in. They're going to fight into this with the Exorcism flying, and they just nuke down Michael from the high ground, followed up with the Mystic Flare. The combos are there. Sacred now charging it one by one. Incubus trying to take fights, trying to turn things around, but they're going to be able to punish this with the Omni Knight ult if Night Stalker continues pursuing. He does not.
Disaster for Incubus. They threw like every spell, Exorcism, Night Stalker Ultimate. Those are both 2-minute plus cooldowns, and
oh, this is such a value shrine too. Everyone's going to be basically full. You'll see an Omni heal coming out, probably onto Burna if he needs it. Seems like he's fine without it. Another Arcane Rune available for the grabbing. Who's going to get it? Might be our Shadow Fiend.
Undying. He might die for this.
Suiciding for this Arcane Rune. One more nuke. Down he goes, and Attune will likely just walk away here. Gets the Yule Scepter. Can turn this around. For now, the long range raise is on cooldown. We'll steal a nice spell here, but I don't know if Greedy cares.
Can't really.
God, this Omni.
Stop
He's up to
predicting
1,800 gold. I mean, this. You rush like Radiance here, something big, right?
What do you need against this lineup?
I guess a pipe's okay if you want to be a team player, maybe a Greaves.
Pipe is the one I think that stands out.
Chen already has the mech, though, so probably not.
He's got a Vanguard queued up.
Oh my god.
So
he's going to have, what, like 2,200 health or something?
Now they will suffer.
and now he's got a pipe queued up. So
Do we like the pipe here?
I feel like I like a greedier build, personally.
That's what I was thinking.
Live up to your name, for one thing.
Exactly.
You know, have an identity as a player.
What do you want? You want the Radiance as well, Kyle?
I wouldn't mind a Radiance here. Yeah. It's never a bad choice. Although against Gyro and DP, two heroes that don't really worry about mischance too much.
You're just, to me, it's like you're exposing your other cores a bit to, like, you know, being punished. Like, you have an SF going this Yule's build. It just means he can't really fight until he has BKB and stuff.
They've got a mech. They've got a Hand of God. You can still throw your spells on him.
It's not bad. I don't hate it by any means. I think it's
he's
like
changed his mind again.
Well,
all right.
You thought I was the lord of the backtracks. No one's really paid attention to gods over the last year and a half. This man flip-flops more than well, a pair of flip-flops.
What?
Than a seesaw.
Classic Kyle metaphors here.
Fights in the mid lane are brewing. Attune getting chased out. Can they burst him? He pops. They get a key kill. They might find Widge next. Where's the backup? Void Chronosphere still cooling down for 12 seconds. Here comes Burna coming back in. They want to punish this Gyrocopter. They get the slow from the little ghost lady. He's a bit too fast. Can they get the bash? Chrono in one, but they've silenced at the perfect time. Pokecord, can he turn it around with the Exorcism flying, forcing Prada on his heels. He's got the mech. He pops it, but now they've spread them out, and they're going to look to pursue. Bringing down Prada, now turning for Widge. Greedy gets the hell out. He does have his medallion, but it won't save a hero. They lose two.
Are they going to go for more?
They're going to dive
Under
this tower. Burna. Oh. Sexy play, but as beautiful as it looks, not sure he makes it out. He could time walk down, and he walks right into a Reddy's. He gets the chrono up. He catches out three. He dodges the call down. He gets zapped. Time walks away. TP out. Catch me if you can, and they can't.
Yeah. I was wondering if he was going to chrono to save his own life, but then it turned into a, like, I can actually get a kill and get out.
And that, like, there's just no reason to pursue with that many. They don't even, they're losing mid-towers as happens. Greedy just ran away and immediately went to push. Love the decision. Going for the Solar Crest. Still defensive. However, with offensive implications, that's the sort of item we're looking for when you're snowballing and up top of the net worth charts.
The best of both worlds, you might say.
Yes.
Top tower has fallen.
Even gets the last hit on the tower. What a beast.
Yeah, Greedy's having a hell of a game.
Now he's got the ultimate orb queued up here, it looks like. Well, what are Incubus going to do? They don't have an exorcism for about a minute. Chrono is on cooldown, is the good news.
It's nighttime, too, so they want to make some plays.
God, they're going to try to go for Greedy.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No chance.
Night Stalker's so under level. He's only level 8. Like this, the experience on some of these heroes is really worrying and concerning.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Unknown are ready to push. They've got a haste rune bottled up on the tune here. waving his arms around. And now they'll start hitting the tier 2 tower.
Is under
Don't
attack.
see the defense happening as Burna time walks forward. He is going to slow Michael down with the dilation. Stole the Heavenly Grace. That'll be useful in this upcoming fight, potentially. In goes the Night Stalker, driving 2 of them back, but where's the damage coming from? How do they actually engage into this? The cooldown deployed. It's only going to clip 1. Does secure the Widge, kill the heals, the ultimate from the Omni Knight, keeping him alive. Meanwhile, Attune with the haste rune, backing off. They've dropped the tomb, and it's zoning for now, but it's not netting them kills as Burna pops his wand. They just can't seem to kill anyone. He's going to turn back the other way, starts getting bashes up. He's fighting into this gyrocopter, then retreats. A Night Stalker left to the wolves, or in this case, the Skywrath will fall. And now with Attune dropping the ult, Unknown are on the hunt. Another dilation. The slows are there. The nukes are there. The kills are there for Unknown. Rushing forward. They get 4. They'll get the tower too. And they did it all without a chrono.
Dude, they had so much sustain. You can see the Skywrath got poured in. It was like, oh no!
He was in the middle of flying.
No!
Guys!
Somehow still survives. He accepted death to the point, stood still and started casting spells, then got healed and GA'd, and there was no magical damage left. They outweighted the tomb.
God, nobody dies on this team.
The SF having a haste rune made such a big difference too, because he was like running in on top of the tomb with like 4 or 5 zombies, but he was just able to get out because he had the haste, and they just disengage, they run back in. Night Stalker's trying to force it, but he's just kind of under level, doesn't have the damage on his own. They just don't have much damage in general on this Incubus side now with how far behind they are.
Yeah,
and you need burst. You're playing against Omni. You can't do damage over time. He's going to heal it off.
Right, spread damage versus Hand of God. I mean, Chen as well.
Yeah.
Hand of God, Mechanism, like, you chip away at everyone and they all rise together.
And all that healing amplified, of course, by the Chen, so big, big problem.
You know what else is a big, big problem?
Wait for it.
Climate change.
Agreed.
Does anybody disagree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Does anybody here disagree with that? Let's just all circle jerk about what a big problem climate change is.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm spreading awareness, which is almost like doing something. It's not quite activism. It's slacktivism, but it's better than being slack.
So, Slacks? Or Slack?
No, slack.
Like the app?
Yeah.
Like the work productivity app?
Yeah, it's losing a ton of value.
All right.
Microsoft just decided, hey, we're going to come out with our own program, distribute it through the software billions of people already have, and it's free.
Great Chronosphere here by Burna. They're going to jump in, drop the hammer with the help of the Skywrath Mage, get the kill on Aredes. Back to the Roshan Pit. Quick 2-hero takedown. And now Unknown going to add an Aegis to their ever-growing arsenal. I mean, they did look yesterday like the better team just as far as skill and coordination goes. It's an unorthodox draft, but you know, signature Shadow Fiend for Attune.
Night
You
Stalker
see
thought
the
about it.
synergy.
Yeah, he's like, I see him, guys.
They know how
Not
screwed they
happening.
are, and he's like, well, I might just need to go for an Aegis steal because we're getting completely destroyed.
And just be annoying to Attune, I guess, as well.
Attune's, oh no, he's fine.
He's got
Kind
the
of
BOTs. Still hasn't built that big defensive item, feeling he doesn't necessarily need it. But Blink BKB en route.
And he can play.
Another Yule's coming for Greedy, so like the one way they've been able to take these fights with Night Stalker silence, Death Prophet silence timed at the right moment, and
Dire are scanning.
those will soon be completely countered. Void with the BKB queued up as well.
It's going to make life very annoying. Bounty runes come out, and it's 3 for 1. Incubus at least get 1 on their side of the map.
Dire's middle tower is under
But they can play multiple lanes because of this Chen recall. The SF's pushing up mid, bottom lane if he needs to, and can always get pulled in for this push.
Yep. And that's surprising. Void, the only hero in these qualifiers with over 90 games and 60% win. Why do you think that is, guys?
Because not many heroes have been picked 90 times.
That's not true. There have been 7 heroes picked.
That's not many.
8 heroes picked more than 9. 9 heroes picked more than 90 times.
Yeah, but Abaddon has like a high win rate too, and he's just under 90.
68.92%, that is correct, with 74 games.
Yeah.
Timeout, guys. We've got a fight going on here. Greedy gets pulled back in. Rocket Barrage deployed, but Pakaz Maybe in too far. They're trying to keep him alive with that Heavenly Grace that Michael has managed to snag, but still, they get the Aegis. Do they get more? They've held on to the Exorcism. They probably just want to sacrifice this tower now. Berna will claim it here momentarily, it appears. No, waiting for the next wave.
They've lost the Chen army.
They've lost the Catapult. It's about as good as a defense as you could hope for. Call down on cooldown. But do Incubus continue to fight? He's got to fear the Chrono.
Unknown don't really want to force like a bad fight at least. They have a BKB back at base. Oh no, SF's being recalled, so they actually have it with them now, so very efficient play coming from them.
But yeah, if you can hold on to the Chrono, then you just go for the next tier 2.
Yeah.
You use it and you don't get a clean win, and you're probably backing off.
Yep, Sky's steeping bottom. They're playing a bit of a farm game. Sky very close to Aghanim Scepter, which is a huge boost in Skyrat's damage output. If he goes ignored in these fights, these Radiant heroes are going to melt, and they have 0 BKBs. Gyrocopter not even having one queued up. This guy is a massive problem in fights. I mean, all the heroes are gonna can go off in the fight.
Greedy rushing forward. There's the self. Yule's nice Centaur stomp by Prada.
Wow.
They throw the Chrono, and it's a doozy. Is there enough follow-up damage? He did catch the Shadow Fiend, but he's got a BKB. Lives through the Chrono, and now it's going to be death by raises, death by Requiem. Incubus just pushed back on their heels, running for dear life, but you can't escape the Yule Scepters. 4 down. The lone survivor. It's a very impotent vampire.
So, real quick, I usually disagree with the Mjolnir Rush on heroes, but against the Death Prophet, specifically, those ghosts are still attacking even when chronoed. The Static Charge and the Chain Lightning are different procs. When you self-buff yourself with the Mjolnir, he got 4 different times, shocking everyone for 200 damage, while he's also proccing Chain Lightnings for 170 damage. Holy shit, that was some deep. It's 5-23, and they're getting a Rax. God damn, am I right, LD?
It's good to be a gangsta. And it's good to be unknown right now.
Yeah, they are.
They'll take the melee. They might even stick around. These boys like to fight. I don't know if they're going to play it safe like we saw Liquid do earlier. Berna keeps on hammering. All right. Oh, one more hit.
Yep.
They'll get it later.
Run back to base, grab some more protection, and by that, of course, I mean items that give you more endurance, more stamina. Come back, round 2, get that second rack.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under
Sounds like a plan.
Get the W.
Eat those W's.
What? How do you eat a W? Kyle.
You just hold up 3 fingers.
And you put them in your mouth?
Hell yeah.
bottom shrine is under attack.
I'm not. I don't even want to know where this goes.
Not my
Never
king,
mind.
Kyle.
I'm
Not
so
my
sorry
king.
I asked. I shouldn't have said anything.
Well,
At least you're learning.
Yeah, I'm learning something today, that is for sure. You always learn something.
They're already going in bottom. They're saying
they're ready for
"Let's
next
stop now."
next round.
Here comes Omniboss.
He has 30 base health regen.
And this is without popping on those, the bevy of heals they have at their disposal. They do pull him back into the Rocket Barrage, but the quick Heavenly Grace and retreats safely.
Normally Omni's the guy sitting behind the carry, and he's playing like he is the carry in the front lines.
He's just marching in. Here comes the Chrono. Catches out 2. BKB coming through. Hot and heavy. Nukes. And Death Prophet.
That was no, I thought that was a support. It was the TP.
Yeah, he's just beating her into submission, into the well. She's got a buyback. No undying for this next fight. The end times are here. It looks bleak for Incubus. I like their draft, but Unknown just executing so well. So they'll take one last fight, one last hope. They don't want to give up, but it may be too little too late.
Skyrat double ulti coming out. There's just no damage on this rain side. Everybody is full health on Unknown.
Pakaz, low, dead.
Bashers.
Berna looking for more, chewing him up. They kill him in the fountain. No item dropping. Seems the tune is matured.
Thank man.
GG.
Somewhere in there
well
lurks the BM.
30-5.
We've had some stomps today.
Yeah. I got not much to say about this one. I thought they had a better draft, better plays.
bottom
more
lane
can I
kind of
say?
won the game. It reminds me a lot of like the Legion versus Necro game where it's just like the game's kind of over in that first 5 minutes because of one lane being that one-sided.
That's how it goes.
When the offlaner beats the carry's lane.
Why is Kyle
in trouble.
smirking?
I'm just having a good time. I'm enjoying myself. Man can't enjoy.
You're
The
doing
fruits of
something
his
you're not
labor?
supposed to be doing. Like that's the
I'm always doing something I'm not supposed to be doing.
All right, well, we're going to do what we're supposed to do. And after that first game unknown, they're out to a 1-0 lead. We're going to take a quick break here, guys. You are watching the MDL Chengdu Major Qualifiers, the final region, the last slot in South America up for grabs. Game 2 coming up next. You're watching King's Cup, Quest for the DPC Qualifiers. We'll be back.